everyone. Thanks for coming to the Peace Meditation Circle today. I'm Deb Phelps of Meditate with Deb and Meditate Madison, and I'm glad to share with you today. And today I have, as part of our well-being that I've been doing this week, we'll be doing a body scan meditation today. But first, I want to share with you some tips that you can use to help to enhance your well-being, and not just during COVID, but also at any time. Because it's really important that we continue to enhance our well-being as we go forth. So I hope some of these tips that I have to share with you today will be helpful. And then, of course, we'll get into the meditation. So the first tip for our well-being is accepting your emotions. So accept your emotions. And as you know, recently, a few videos back, I did the RAIN method practice, that meditation. And it's really helpful for that, to help you to accept your emotions. And so some would argue that most of our physical, mental, relational problems come from our inability to adequately experience our emotions. So what can happen is that we deny, we bury, we project, we rationalize, we self-medicate, and maybe sleep, or just somehow sweep it under the rug. So we are not looking at what it is, the sadness, maybe the anger, fear. And so we spend more energy avoiding our emotions instead of actually feeling them. So when we can give ourselves that permission to feel our feelings, it'll make a big difference. And of course, we have to feel safe enough to let our guard down, whether it's alone with someone we trust, alone, or with someone we trust, I should say. And then you can focus on the situation, what the feelings are, and fully experience the feelings. And maybe it's writing about it in a journal. That's very helpful as well too. But like I said, that RAIN practice we did a few sessions back will really be helpful to you. So number 2 on the list is take daily risks. So yeah, structure and routine are very helpful, but it's easy to get stuck in a rut, particularly right now as we're going through this pandemic. But that doesn't mean you're not growing. And so what you can do is just challenge yourself to take a risk each day. Maybe it's talking to someone new. Maybe it's coming on this meditation, just asserting yourself, trusting someone, maybe setting a goal, maybe for working out, or some other way that kind of takes you out of your comfort zone in some way. Maybe it's taking a new online class, something like that. Number 3, live in the present. Well, that's what mindfulness is all about, and that's certainly what I do teach. But we can, our mental health can become challenged when we get stuck in or sucked into, what people did to me, and getting all into that aspect instead of taking responsibility for what I'm doing or creating right here, right now. And so when we live in the present, it can make a big difference. We can be calmer, we can be more peaceful instead of hyper-focusing on the future or the past. And so number 4 is be introspective. So just take time to periodically ask yourself questions. Am I in denial about anything? Am I resisting anything that's in my life right now? So when we can step back and take those times for kind of assessing where our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are coming from, we can ask, well, is that thought helpful? Is that behavior necessary? Is there a better option? Those sorts of things. And certainly doing this in a journaling process is very helpful too. I find that for myself. I do this. I like to ask myself questions all the time. And I do a lot of introspection every day. So I know it's helped me greatly in that way. So number 5 gives us the tool of laughter. And so we do take ourselves far too seriously, particularly right now, during the pandemic. But when we can lighten up, be a little playful, it can make a big difference. Now, as you can see today, I don't have my Buddha here, but I do have my Medi Teddy. He's a meditation and yoga Teddy, and he can pose in all different yoga positions as well as just sitting here quietly in meditation. So I brought him out today because it's a little playful, and that's what we need to do. Find something that will bring a smile to your face. Watching a video, or maybe, cat videos, or what have you, to do that for yourself. So number 6, determine and live your personal values. So it's good to look at what our essential values are, and because they serve as our inner GPS system, and that's what guides us through life, helping you to make the right decisions, to keep you on track as well. And so when we can know and live our values, it will lead us to a sense of balance, confidence, and fulfillment as well. So number 7 is identify and use your individual strengths. So when we can use our strengths and, tapping into those strengths, it helps us to feel energized, and it can also help us to feel empowered as well. So if we don't know what those are, I'm sure, and I know that there are places online that you could take assessments to find out. And maybe you do know what your strengths are, but you're afraid to admit what those strengths are, and work on those strengths, because those will be such a gift to you when you do so. So number 8 is keep tabs on your thoughts. Without even knowing it, we can get caught in that vicious cycle of negative thoughts. I mean, hey, it happens to me as well. And they seem to just like appear out of nowhere. But these thoughts can sink our mood. But we can also start to see them as truths for us as well. But we can work through these thoughts. Yes, we can. And we can see them for what they are, that they're untrue, and glory be, they are changeable. We can change our thoughts. So when we monitor our thoughts, I'm going to pay attention to what's going on. Of course, that's a part of mindfulness. We can monitor those and see what's challenging, and replace those thoughts that are challenging for us. Because it's easy to go into that spiral downward. But if we can be observant and be aware, be vigilant for our thoughts, it'll make a big difference. And so number 9 is practice gratitude. And I know you've probably heard this a million times. I did a whole week on gratitude, but this idea of practicing gratitude, it will really help you shift the overall outlook on life when you come from that perspective. And yeah, it's like, oh yeah, a list of 3 things every morning. But you know what? It really does work, and it really does help. Because when we are so focused on the negativity, our previous tip, that's all we're going to be focused on. So we can focus on, when we focus on these good things, the things that we do have gratitude for, it will make a big difference in our lives, and we'll feel more blessed. I know I do. I practice that as well. Actually, my husband and I were just doing that this morning. We were just kind of talking about what are those things that we are grateful for in our lives, and it makes a big difference as well. So number 10, discover or rediscover a passion. Now, take time to consider, what do you really love? What is something you're passionate about? Maybe it's painting. Maybe you haven't painted for years. Well, now's the time to kind of bring those brushes out and try it again. When we have self-doubt, we don't do these great things that would help us with our overall sense of well-being. Recently I brought out, I have tons of yarn because I love to crochet, but I never had really a lot of time to do it. Well, pandemic has given me a lot of time. I'm busy, yet I'm finding those busy spots are doing the things that I enjoy, which is trying to finish up some online classes that I've been, I like to collect online classes, I suppose. But those are things that I'm working through. Like right now, I'm at the very tail end of a certification in aromatherapy. And that has brought me joy because I love working with essential oils, and it's really beneficial as well. And also some other things that I have been working on besides taking extra time for the inner work and that sort of thing too. So what passion do you have? So find that, figure that out, and then do something about it. And this goes into number 11, which is do what makes you happy first thing. Do what makes you happy first thing every day. Uh, when we get on that autopilot, especially, if you're working from home constantly, day in and day out, I think this is like the 7th week, it can get tedious and it can get depressing. So start your day off with a positive note, whatever that may be, because that will shift your outlook and it will brighten your mood as well too. I come in here, this is my Zen den actually, and on the other side of the camera here, I have my yoga mat and my meditation cushion and my little altar, and I sit there and I do meditation. I'm working on the Yoga Sutras. This week I'm working on the sacral chakra. I've been starting, going through the chakras. And then I also do some yoga and some stuff related to the yoga therapy training that I'm working on as well. And I just love it. I just love being able to have this extra time to do that. And it's brought a lot more peace to me. And it's like, oh, wow, I just, I realized I didn't have as much time to do all these things that make me happy. And so doing this first thing in the morning, it sets the tone for the whole day. Just like if you get up and the first thing you do is watch the news, that's going to set your tone for the day. That's your intention, believe it or not. But when you do those happy things first, it's setting that intention for the whole day. So number 12, get rid of the rotten eggs, right? There's usually one rotten egg in our lives that are dragging our mental outlook down. So whatever that is, maybe it is the news, like I just mentioned, maybe it's some other things, maybe it's a person, place, thing. These annoyances can chip away at our mood. And so that's really helpful. 13, surround yourself with positive scents and sounds. This morning we had the meditation station from Amazon Unlimited, and we were playing that. It was really nice, and having that going on, or having some positive scents. Like I said, I mentioned that I love essential oils, so I've been doing that for a long time, but mostly within the last few years, I've really embraced it a lot. And there's so many scents out there besides lavender, which I do love lavender, but try some lemon, try some peppermint, try some frankincense, try some other ones that can help to change your mood, improve your mood in that way too. Number 14, get inspired. Find inspiration in everything, from maybe subscribing to a daily quote. I mean, I post daily quotes, and this week I've been posting ones on well-being to the Facebook pages and to Instagrams. I have like double accounts for both because I'm also doing Meditate with Deb, and then I'm doing Meditate Madison. So, and also a daily meditation I've been posting too. So those are all available to you if you want to start your day out with that, or maybe finding something else that you really enjoy. Maybe it's listening to an audiobook. I know I have a lot on my list of audiobooks, reading something new, getting some new inspiration in all. And finally, the last one, which probably should be number 1, is carving out time for meditation. And that's what we're going to do in a few moments here. So kind of make a nice bubble for yourself, protect yourself a few minutes a day by sitting, relaxing, and breathing. And I know some people can think, oh, Deb, but you've been doing this for, 40 years. It's like, well, yeah, it's not as complicated as you think. You don't need a lot of time. You don't need a lot of effort to meditate. And really, it's quite beneficial and it's very soothing. And we're going to go into a body scan meditation in a few moments here. So the thing is it's really helpful for you to continue to enhance your well-being, especially now at this time. And so I hope some of these tips have been inspiring for you, and that maybe you'll try a couple of them to see what works for you. Isn't that what it's all about, is what works for you? So let's get ready now for our body scan meditation. So please find a way to get comfortable. And just take some nice, big, deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. And with the next out breath, just gently closing the eyes now if that feels available to you, or you can lower your gaze. Starting to feel the weight of the body. Noticing the points of contact of the feet on the floor. The hands and the arms resting on the legs. Maybe noticing any sounds. So just bringing the mind into the physical senses, settling back into the space around you. Just bringing the attention a little bit more towards the body as you scan down from head to toe. Noticing any areas that feel particularly comfortable or even uncomfortable. And you're just building a picture of how the body feels right now. Noticing if there's any particular mood that might be around at the moment too. And now gently shift your focus to the rise and the fall of the breath. And wherever you may feel it the strongest in the body right now, maybe it's at your nostrils, maybe it's at your chest, your abdomen. And as you just become increasingly comfortable in following this natural rhythm of the breath, I'd like you to imagine now a steady flow from above the head, and it flows almost like a liquid sunlight. And as you imagine that, it's very smooth, very warm, very clear, very bright. Maybe it has a particular color for you. And you can think of it as almost like taking a mental shower as it begins to flow down through the top of the head, into the body, and travels all the way down. So it's going to fill the body up as though it were a container. And as it does, it's just melting away the tension, any discomfort you may feel, any negativity. And so you just follow it as it travels down through the body, down the legs, towards the feet. And you're just feeling it as it fills up the toes one at a time, mentally acknowledging each toe as it goes through. And as it starts to travel up through the feet, the heels, the ankles, continuing up the legs, and coming upwards towards the knees, melting away any tension, just focusing on brightness, warmth, even spaciousness, as it continues to fill up the upper half of the legs towards the hip and pelvic area. And continuing with that idea, the steady flow of liquid light coming into the body, melting away any tension. As it continues up through the trunk of the body, now the stomach and the lower back, diaphragm, melting away tension. And it'll continue to flow up now through the chest and the upper back area. Wonderful liquid sunlight, warm, comforting. And all the way up to the top of the shoulders. Flowing down into both of the arms, towards the elbows, the hands, filling up one finger at a time. And filling up the hands and the wrists. Feeling it as it fills upwards towards the elbows and the shoulders again. Any tension at all just melting away. As it continues now to travel up through the neck and the throat area. Up through the head. All the muscles in and around the face. Until it gets to the very top of the body. Even though the entire body now is full of that very spacious, clear feeling, it continues to flow downwards. So resting the mind in that space, you can let go of any focus for a moment just to allow the mind to rest in that space. So bringing the attention back into the body again. As you start to feel the weight of the body, the physical points of contact, noticing the sounds, the smells. And just bringing yourself back to the space around you. Opening your eyes whenever you're ready. Just be with this for a moment. So we'll go into our sharing circle in just a moment, but I do want to thank you for joining with me today for this meditation, body scan meditation. And remember those tips for well-being. It will certainly bless your life. So thanks for joining with me.